So this is what it's all been leading up to. We got this thing painted, not completely, this is the start of the process. This is the base coat. It's an Eastwood product. It's called Cruise Night Blue. This is the time we've been waiting for, a time when all the things start coming together and the dogs are on the edge of their seat. Last time you saw it, Johnny and I came up with this paint scheme, so this is the first step in the process. You'll have to hold all questions until after. No dog bowls were used. Pretty cool? Johnny and I decided no crazy freak out paint job. It's gonna be two-tone, blue and white. Blue fenders with a white hood and roof. Now I need to figure out where those parting lines are. There was one point of concern between Johnny's drawing and this car, and by putting the base coat on, you can see the line. It makes it clear as day. Really digging this blue base coat. What it does is makes every body line just pop. Look at this line. Look at this brilliant reflection of the highlights. That didn't exist with the primer. So we were unsure as to what was gonna happen with this tape coming through this area. It may seem like Johnny and I have already covered this, but the thing is, this body is representing its own shapes independent from the artwork, so I have to follow the line of the actual car. Gotta look right with the car. And this is the moment to make it happen. This is the end result. This is what you see. So, whatever it is, it's just gotta be that showstopper. After the lines are figured out, it's time to mask it. And this is a fairly basic two-tone thing, but it's easy to get dyslexic, especially side to side. The most important thing is to remember what stays blue and what don't. So I'm just gonna start by working off this little area. So this was one thing that I thought was pretty neat about Johnny's idea. But I'm gonna one-up that just a wee bit. It just needs a little tweak to the front of the roof line. The way that the white parts with the blue, I feel like it would just be better accented if the white was just a panel on top. That way there'll just be that little hint of blue right there, and then that's white. So this is one thing that was kind of a breakthrough with Johnny was this interesting thing on the hood here. This blue comes through and it does like a roller coaster over the dashboard, up and around. The hood and the roof cap are white. There's a white side graphic, but the car is basically blue. These lines are defined. I just need to get the white paint on and then see what comes next. I got the white laid out. I put some silver flake on top of that, and it's got 3 coats of clear. What do you think? Pretty sparkly, huh? The whole concept with this is like fantasy show car, right? So I just want to spike it up one notch. I want the whole thing to shimmer. Even though the white looks great on its own, the metal flake really does its job. Well, I'm real happy with the way the silver and the white came together. I was a little concerned that the car would go silver, but it's totally white for sure. Take off this tape and see what it looks like. The dogs are pretty nervous because they understand the importance of a clean break once you pull the tape line. And, I'm not known for being so meticulous. So let's pull this tape off and see how it looks. It's like scratching an itch. There is a tremendous satisfaction in seeing these tape lines peel back. Everything looks tight. The contrast is right where I want it. The deadline I'm trying to make is 3 weeks from yesterday. There's a great show coming up, and I think it'll be a perfect place to take this for its first time out. Barring any major issue, we should be able to make that deadline. But again, it's always a coin flip. A major issue could arise at any moment. Oh yeah, that's pretty rad. That two-tone worked out good. It really adds something to this C-cab shape right here. I think this is my favorite part of it. The way that the white just comes forward, so you have these 2 stabbing lines. The panels needed to have a little more action than the body was affording, and by just freestyling some tape, it really adds to the line of the car. The lines are lining up. This is rad for sure, but something about the front view is just super white. The saying of, every action has an equal and opposite reaction stands true even in this case. As spectacular as the white has come out, What it's done is totally dulled down the blue. As awesome as it looked with a blue base coat, now the white is just popping, and the blue almost looks like primer again. Needs a lot more action, for sure. The blue just looks like a matte finish now. Front on view, it's just lacking a little something. See how the sunroof will break up the big white panel in the roof? I almost feel like the hood, those two awesome shapes, the two bulges in the hood almost disappear. It's like the sunroof in the top. The windshield is gonna break up this massive panel of white on the hood. Yeah, see, all of a sudden it's a different view. I don't want to overdo the paint by any means. I just want it to match. So right now the blue and the white are not cooperating. It really just looks muted now by this brilliant two-tone. It's looking like two different cars right now. The windshield definitely helps out this white panel in the front, but not 100% convinced. It looks like I'm gonna have to come up with a few other solutions for this issue. I got an idea for the blue. I'm gonna try a little more paint work and see what it looks like tomorrow. I addressed my two main problems with the paint. I added blue to the ridges on the hood to break up the white panel. You know, I really bumped up the value of the blue with 2 tones of metal flake and then a gang of clear coat on top of everything. So now it's really starting to shine. I got the gas cap in, the portholes in, you know, this car is really starting to take shape. But I think the design could use one thing to further the whole effort.
Color combo came out nice. I like that blue. It makes the white pop. It looks really nice.
I brought in my friend Gilbert to add a little graphic element to the rear of the fenders, and I think that's gonna just set it off perfect. My friend Tom Flores, he's done a lot of graphic design work for me, so I had him and Gilbert get together on this project. Tom came up with a font as per my specs, and Gilbert's gonna transfer that to a real live paint work on the car. The background of work that I've seen Gilbert thriving in is like, you know, strict lowrider stuff. So he shows up in this red Volkswagen Bug. I used to get a lot of flack for being into VWs.
Oh yeah, I still love Beetles. I got one, the brand new old one right there.
There you go.
It's a classic.
You know, he's talking about how he's excited to get involved with something outside of the parameters that I've seen him working in.
I started out building Volkswagen, so
that's me too.
I'm all about it, man.
So you're the right guy for the job. I think it's really important to be versatile. You know, he gets stuck in one niche, and I think I would stagnate, so I build a lot of different styles of cars. All I'm saying is the whole vibe of this thing is like the funky 70s, so whatever you like.
Well, bottom lettering, man. Can't get more 70s than that, unless you bring Scooby-Doo in here.
That's it, man. That font is perfect, dude. Exactly. I was thinking a decal. Gilbert is gonna one-up it, handmade.
So then what I'll do is I'm gonna silver leaf these, let them set up, and then we'll do the turn, the engine turn, so they have, you know, a little twist, and then I'll outline it, do the drop shadow.
While you're doing that, I got a little upholstery stuff to take care of, so if you need anything, I'll be 2 feet behind you. I'll be right over in the upholstery shop. The main issue here is Jack is my upholstery guy, and he went and moved to Chicago, so I'm left without any resource. I don't even have a sewing machine. All I could do is pull from the experience and working with him and try to get something done. That's basically what the inside detail is. It'll have this little miniature hatch.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, look at the view from here. It's exactly what it needed. Different than anything I've seen, it's perfect. Your job is done here. I'm feeling really good about this paint job, but there's a whole other issue I have to approach next. The car's got no doors, but it's got to open somehow, so if you got to make something open, you start with a hinge. So I made one giant hinge. The chassis, everything it takes to drive the car, seats, steering, everything is on the floor, and the body just picks up off of it. People hop in and the body shuts. This is kind of hairy for me because this is basically a live performance in front of the world. But the benefit of it is, if this works, the whole car is gonna be open like a clamshell. This is vintage fiberglass. We just did a ton of work to it. The last thing I need is for the body to flex and crack. You know, it's completely painted. I've got hundreds of hours into this finished paint job, And now I'm stressing the whole structure in a way it was never designed to. As strong as this fiberglass body is, where I'm grabbing it with the hinge doesn't have a lot of structure. So I've gone underneath with a lot of heavy steel and bracing and really reinforced around the whole firewall of the car. This is something that is being done by necessity, but it's pretty dicey. One thing I need to keep reminding myself is that inspector does not equal assistant. Did you hand me a wrench? Business as usual. You think fiberglass car and you think lightweight. That's not the fact with this body. As petite as it is, it's still pretty darn heavy. So I need something with some serious lift capacity and extension. I got these two big hydraulic rams. So I'm gonna put these in and hook them up to some air and see what happens. I don't know where you would get these new, but they're actually a part of my old city bus. These two rams were the main lift mechanism for the wheelchair lift. All right, so everything's hooked up. You know, this is the make it or break it moment, because I'm sure this has enough power to just rip itself apart. I got the rams hooked up to the air lines. I'm gonna test it with air because that has less power than hydraulics, but it's still got a lot of power. So hopefully this lifts with 150 PSI. I'm feeling like a big question mark. I don't know what to expect. Let's see what happens, because this is not an exact science. First try, no dice. Let's see what's wrong. Something is completely bound up. You know, in kind of quick troubleshooting this, I realized that the body of the hydraulic ram has just been forced into a static position by this round tube. Problem was, see, these need a little room to shake. At least it didn't rip the whole body apart. You know, that was the other potential, was that the body stays still and the rams go right through the roof. Let's see what happens this time. So if anything goes wrong, I want you both to go that way really fast. Get ready. Yes. Hey, it's the simple things that thrill me. That is totally cool. Just like you want to see, this thing pops open, like perfect. I was expecting anything, you know, maybe one hinge breaks off, the thing kicks over to the side, you know, there's an emergency recuperation moment. You know, I was ready for it all, and nothing but what was supposed to happen happened. Look, it's my greatest achievement ever. Can we show some enthusiasm? They've seen it all. They're so jaded at this point. But one thing I wasn't considering is these rams being right in the way of the seat. After this great achievement, I still wonder if I'm able to get in the car. That was why I did this. This on itself, this sold the effort for sure. Now all I gotta do is figure out how to get in the car. Today is D-Day. We're gonna fire this sucker up. Tom says it runs great. The famous last words are always, it ran great when we parked it. So I just asked Tom, what's your emergency contact phone number? What I don't want is a backfire. The only thing I could say about this, as with firing up any engine, gotta have oil pressure, your spark timing has to be on point, and then you gotta make sure you have good fuel delivery and a fully charged battery. And this engine should pop right off. It should. I got the oil pressure up. All the electrical parts are making contact. The switch is working. The fuel pump has power to it. So hopefully this doesn't go the way of that Harley.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or that Model A hot rod. Just gonna turn the key. If there's one thing I know about cars, anything that can go wrong will. That's why I've prepared for this. This is for the rafters and the roof. Really hits the fan. Where's that fire extinguisher? Fuel pump on. Yep, that's what I was talking about. And sure enough, like Montezuma's revenge. One turn of the key and there's just gushing. I mean, not a leak, a gushing flow of raw fuel. Seems like a pretty big leak because it is. Hence the high flow fuel pump. That's what it's supposed to do. It's a high performance engine, it needs a lot of fuel. I know these cars and they hate us. The last thing they want to do is run. So the thing is, I am in no way a master engine builder, but I am a troubleshooter. In a perfect world, I will just tap on that with a small hammer and the problem will be fixed. Anybody that knows carburetors knows there's a little float bowl in there, and that's most likely the cause. Tap on the carb a few times, and I'm hoping this simple fix addresses the problem. Otherwise, we gotta take this carb apart. Now, with the key turned on, there's no fuel gushing out of the engine. It's time to fire it up. Turn the key, and it starts, just as it was advertised. I love the sound of Volkswagen engines. It's pretty wild with the blower on it. You see these things expanding, it's breathing, which you don't see in a normally aspirated car. It's pretty awesome. It's like a heart. There's no backfiring, there's no nothing but a strong running, clean sounding engine. So this was a major what if, one thing for sure is that it runs, and that is, quite frankly, that's a blessing. That was the wild card in the whole operation. The car show's coming up literally 5 days, we're down the road. The body's off, it needs to be color sanded and buffed. There's no interior, there's no gauges. There's a lot of stuff that has to get wrapped up, but we're one step closer. As the statement goes, the devil is in the details. Well, this engine and transmission is a great step, but the finished work is what's really gonna sell this concept. A little while ago, Victor and I went on this crazy Riviera adventure. We built this custom lowrider. In the end, Victor could not come to terms with a decision on what taillights it should have, and there it sits, still incomplete. This is the wild card situation I was bracing for. Anything that is heavily modified can work.
That's just option one. We'll look at this and then we'll go to option 2, option 3, 4, and if I have to go to option 5, I will.
Making a decision means different things to different people. The decision he's made is that we're gonna make some decisions all day long.
This is the last one, but together, they have to go together.
Those are cool.
Right.
So it's that flavor, but
Yeah,
you got the
same
chrome.
flavor.
It's the same deal as what you're doing with those other 8 taillight deals. These are looking good. The chrome bezel is what sells it for me. I'm sick of all this tape, man. We got to get something permanent established.
And I guess I'm committing to this because you're drilling in my damn car.
As soon as I hear okay, I'm on it. And then we'll double them up like that.
Yeah, pretty much it looks like it's there.
The thing is, this will look much different once it's Frenched in.
It'll have the look we want. Right now, it's just like paste it on. Okay, Ian, I'm good. I'm committed.
All in all, I think you're making a good decision. Houston, we have a decision. Let's get to it. Finally got this Rivi on the road. Taillights are in, everything is attended to, it's looking good. Thing is, I've never seen this car really drive. It was delivered to the car show, it showed, and it went in Victor's garage, so seeing it out in its natural environment is pretty darn cool. Chalk this one off as finished, right?
It's
no
complete.
more changes.
Simple, subtle, look at that car's beautiful.
Nice to have another project completed, but I got my work cut out for me back in the shop. And time's a-wasting. The next thing I need to get together is this rear hatch. When Johnny and I mocked this thing up, we've changed just about everything. The rear hatch is gonna have to undergo the same process. This jumble of parts is actually the rear hatch from the camper shell. I've cut it apart and narrowed it because it's gonna go right back in, just smaller. The ultimate trickery in this is making it look like it belongs there. So this jumble of parts will become a functioning rear hatch. First step of the process is to just cut the parts down. I always leave them a little bit big and then trim to fit. If you had to create this from scratch, it would be pretty challenging. The aluminum extrusions, the hinge, So by modifying this already production part, but to the point where nobody recognized where it came from, that's the trick. This is worth it in the end, and the same reason you would put trim around a door frame. It just finishes it off. Instead of a hole in the car, you got this cool factory-looking access point. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like that. So basically this design stays through to the end. I gotta do some other behind the scenes work. I'm gonna make it all fasten from the inside as much as possible, and the plexi will be glued in place. Yellow acrylic is really cool. So cool, in fact, I'm gonna continue the theme right to the front. It's gonna be in the porthole, it's gonna be in the sunroof, and it's gonna be in the windshield. It's gonna glow. The blue, the white, and the yellow are just, they work perfect together. Got 4 days to accomplish the impossible, and I still have a bunch of ideas I haven't even tried out yet, so what could possibly go wrong? There's a lot of hours in the day. We're gonna make it. The key ingredient in any build is pre-fitment of all the things before you paint it, but the car's painted. It hasn't really been fit up mounted on the chassis. I gotta put the gauges in, the windows, etc., and it's all just kind of like a one-shot deal. I have a strict punch list to get this thing assembled and driving, because that's what it's about. So the whole thing about deadlines is you're thrashing to the end. Took it out to the desert for a shakedown run, and it is really something. It's way cooler than I ever expected. This yellow acrylic just totally brightens up the whole thing. These cool side pods, they're in development. To get them in place and painted really changes the side view of the car. I mean, it's really cool. Instead of doors, now the car is a door. Dude. So that's the thing, dude. You show up at the car show, nobody's got this.
It is crazy.
He wasn't expecting that. If you see a picture with it up in the air, it's one thing, but to see it on the ground, and then by the time it's up, the rear fin is like 8 feet in the air. It's a really crazy show car.
Oh, that is sick. That's ridiculous. That was just, wasn't expecting that. And made it easy, accessible to get into, which was nice, especially at my age. Not flexible anymore. Picturing myself driving into a show with that body, just pop it up, drive into the show, people are just gonna freak.
Tom's like, I gotta get in there. I gotta drive this thing right now. All right, man. I want you to know 2 things.
2 things.
This is a really mean machine. This is not your father's Volkswagen.
Basically, my instructions were go straight, go fast. If something's in my way, turn.
This is his first time sitting in the car, and he's excited. It's a very tangible experience. You're in this little shell with this roaring engine behind you, and it feels like a race car.
It's pretty crazy to drive. I thought it would be difficult to drive, not being able to see through the windshield or something, but you can see right through the plexiglass, no problem.
So we're on this big, long stretch of road, and Tom just keeps going. I thought he was just gonna do a couple turns. Okay, great. So he's gone.
Yeah, the car totally blows me away. Yeah, and seeing Ian work on stuff, the guy's just a machine. He gets a image something in his head, and he just works almost 24/7 until that thing's completed and done the way he realizes it should be.
When he finally pulls back in, he's all smiles. Cool, man, what do you think?
Oh, dude, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scare the crap out of myself in this, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's no fun if you're not.
This thing has come full circle. We started with this crusty old blue dune buggy months ago, and look what we got now. I mean, working with Johnny, it's like a sure thing at this point. I always know we're gonna come out with something really unique. But then Tom upped the game with this monster engine and his other help. It's really something. I mean, it's vying for position in my top favorite car. So, I mean, in finalizing this project, as difficult as it is, there's no way I'm ever gonna restore a car. This is just, I'm down the road to the next crazier project, and that's just what I wanna do. The art-inspired show cars.